Welcome to our channel Iron Stoic. What if I told you that before a woman cheats? Long before the betrayal, she leaves subtle clues like breadcrumbs in the forest. The problem most men are too blind to in love or too hopeful to notice. But what if you could spot signs before your heart gets shattered? Welcome to the uncomfortable, backed by female psychology, guarded by Stoic wisdom. Stay alert because what you're about to learn could save you from emotional ruin. And if you think emotional distance, my girl would never do that. You might want to buckle up. She emotional distance just might be starring in this script. 1. Emotional distance creeps in. In Stoicism, detachment is a virtue. But in relationships, unexpected emotionality, it's a warning shot. A cheating woman doesn't ghost emotionally avert. It's gradual. First, the warm texts cool down. Then, the long conversations become robotic replies. The small gestures like checking in, complimenting you, or laughing at your jokes begin to vanish. Suddenly, her eyes don't sparkle when you enter the room. They avoid yours. Emotional detachment. She's present but absent like a ghost haunting her own relationship. Women are emotionally driven. If she's cheating, chances are her heart has already checked out even before her body does, and she creates emotional distance to rationalize her actions. She can't face the emotional contradiction. So she starts to retreat. It's not just tired. It's not Mercury in retrograde. It's detachment with a city of guilt from a psychological lens. When someone emotionally withdraws, it's because they're already investing elsewhere, mentally or emotionally, and when emotional needs are being met by another person, the original partner feels like a burden rather than a bond. But emotional withdrawal is only the first crack in the mask. Schedule becomes a maze. What happens when her time becomes a mystery? Let's talk about it. Schedule becomes a maze too. Her schedule becomes a maze. Time tells truths people try to hide. Suddenly, her schedule is packed. Late meetings, girls' nights. She didn't used to have errands that mysteriously take hours. You ask her about her day and get vague replies like, it was fine, nothing interesting. The pattern changes, but the story stays vague. Behavioral psychology teaches us that cheaters subconsciously seek opportunities while covering their tracks. And they often didn't lie directly. They just manipulate time and details so you stop asking. You might hear her say, I lost track of time, or my phone died, or I just needed some space. A Stoic man observes with attachment. Observe without attachment. You don't need to accuse, just watch. As Epictetus said, our secretive behavior are impressions, not facts, but they often foreshadow the truth. She went to Target for 3 hours and came back without a single bag. Yeah, sure. Maybe she fought the Interiman army while picking out shampoo. Here's the trick. Cheaters will always craft a believable narrative with just enough normality to pass your suspicion filter. But here's where it gets colder. When her need for privacy suddenly turns into paranoia. 3. Sudden privacy and phone secrets. Sudden privacy and phone secrets. Once upon a time, her phone was just a phone. Just a phone. Now it's Fort Knox. She used to leave it on the couch. Now it's glued to her hand, face down, locked her silent. She smiles at texts you're not allowed to see. She guards it like it holds nuclear codes. You go near her phone and she reacts like you just tried to disarm a bomb in female psychology secrecy. Often signals emotional displacement. She may not even cheating yet, but emotionally she's feeding a new connection and feels the need to protect it. Think of emotional cheating as a gateway drug. It begins with innocent messages that turn into digital intimacy, and that's often more dangerous than physical cheating. You try to borrow her phone and she suddenly turns into John Wick, not because you're wrong, but because she has something to lose as a Stoic. Your job isn't to panic. Don't chase what she hides. Observe the pattern. Gaslighting, jealousy, clouds, reason. Clarity requires composure. But what if she's not just hiding, but rewriting real lit to justify her guilt? 4. Gaslighting and psychological reversal. Gaslighting is shifting priorities, the cheater's favorite. Mirror, it makes you question yourself. She starts fights over nothing. She accuses you of being distant, insecure, or too controlling while giving you every reason to feel that way. She flips the script so often you feel dizzy. Suddenly, you're the one was always wrong. This is psychological warfare. It's projection. She's putting psychological warfare, her guilt, on you so she doesn't have to confront it herself. This stage is dangerous not just to your heart but to your mind. Prolonged gaslighting makes you question your instincts, and when you stop trusting yourself, betrayal can destroy twice. First through her actions, then through your own denial. You caught her whispering to a coworker at 11 p.m. and now somehow you're apologizing for being insecure. Houdini couldn't pull that off. Overcompensating. She creates a reality where you're too confused to confront truth, and that gives her space to keep doing what she's doing without conceits. When the guilt that the mess unbearable, she doesn't break. She just overcorrects. 5. Unusual kindness and over-affection. The most confusing unusual kindness, an over-affection sign. She starts acting perfect, more kisses, more compliments, gifts. She becomes more attentive. She plans date nights, sends sweet messages, but it feels off like she's trying to make up for something because she is in guilt. Psychology. People often overcompensate to maintain their self-image. Women especially struggle with dissonance between their actions and identity. So, Stoic response tips. They treat to balance the scale. She tells herself, if I'm being extra kind, I'm not really a bad person. So, she drowns you in attention, not at betrayal of love, but to mask betrayal. Don't be seduced by sweet lies dressed as affection. As Marcus Aurelius said, the closer a man is to the truth, the clearer he must see through the fog awfully sure. She went from ice queen to cuddle monster overnight. That's not growth, that's guilt in disguise. But the final sign, it's not subtle. It's explosive, and it almost always means it's too late. 6. She ends it first or forces you to. Here's the final. Mass projection. She ended before you do. Either she manufacture a dramatic reason to leave or accuse you of being the problem. Or worse, she give you an ultimatum that sounds like, maybe West'll take a break. This is projection. She wants out, but doesn't want to feel like the villain. So she pushes you into ending it, or creates chaos that makes a retreat. She might pick unnecessary fits, sabotage the relationship, weaponize your insecurities, and when you finally reach your limit and walk away, she gets to play the victim. It's a psychological tactic. Create the break, then blame the other person. Don't beg, don't bargain. A woman who wants to leave has already left emotionally the Stoic way. Hold your ground. Let go with grace. Let yourself say what your pain cannot. Shedrups that need space bomb right after a mysterious weekend. Away coincidence. Don't why men miss these signs. Only if you believe in unicorns. Why men miss these signs. Now, you might be wondering, why didn't I see it? Here's why. 1. Love blinds reason. When a man is invested, he filters red flags through hope. Too many men are taught to suppress suspicion, believing it's toxic or insecure. 3. Cheaters didn't look like villains. They smile, they kiss you goodnight. They play feral until they don't. Men miss these signs because they want to believe in loyalty because trusting feels better than doubting. But Stoicism doesn't ask you to distrust. It asks you to observe without illusion. Be final thoughtist. Are you watching her actions or your fantasy of her? The signs are always there. It's not about paranoia. It's about awareness. A wise man doesn't trick. He recognizes. A Stoic man doesn't chase. He observes. And a high-value man doesn't beg to stay. He walks away with dignity. If this video opened your eyes even a little, do one thing, like, subscribe, and share it with a brother who might be blind to these signs. The truth might hurt, but ignorance that destroys. Stay grounded.